Chapter 1. Here Come the Groomsmen. It is a truth universally acknowledged that crazy things happen at weddings. Or at least that's what I tell myself, as my activities segue from outrageous to risque to downright depraved. The fact that the wedding is taking place in the house I grew up in and everyone's talking about the stain on Monica Lewinsky's dress only enhances the depraved feeling. But is it my fault that my mom's best friend's son decided to get married at the ungodly age of 26 and my mom offered up the house? Around midnight, I find myself in the sauna with the groomsmen. It had been my mom's idea that all the young people from the wedding should sauna and swim. But somehow it gets down to just 2 guys and me. If I were this drunk in LA, someone would probably bring out the Coke and I'd thus be able to alleviate my alcohol buzz a bit. But parties at Mom's house tend to be pretty short on drugs, at least non-SSRI ones. I'm going to be graduating in May, Groomsman 1 Mitch says, as he offers me a sip of his warm Amstel Light. Medical school has been a bitch. Oh, but now you're going to have to go do your residency, Mitch's alleged best friend, Groomsman 2 Chris, interjects. He then interjects his body into the minuscule space that exists between Mitch and me. You'll be working like 90-hour weeks for no money. Which is so much worse than doing your residency at Paramount for a salary just above the poverty line, Mitch lobs back, looking at me. I swear, I never get tired of the attention of boys. But I prefer direct attention rather than transparent one-upsmanship. Do they honestly think that the one who gets the last dig in will win my affection? Don't they know that being an assistant and a student, even a medical student, aren't exactly lady killer positions to be in, and that they should perhaps be digging into their personal arsenals for more compelling things to compete over? I stand up and they're silenced. Last one in has to do a shot, I say, and before I've even finished the sentence, they're pushing each other aside in their zeal to jump into the pool. I stand at the sauna door, cold air rushing in, their wet towels at my feet. If I didn't know better, I'd swear that the 2 of them just wanted to have sex with each other. Okay, we're going to sleep now, I instruct them as I try to get as comfortable as I can while lodged between these 2 guys in a double bed. Sleep. We've dried off from the pool and piled into the guest room downstairs, and I honestly think we're going to sleep. Was anyone ever that naive? I can't even sleep on 2 Ambien by myself. But the birds are dangerously close to chirping. This is the only bed left in the house, and neither of these guys are in any condition to drive. So here we are. I turn toward Chris, who's facing the wall. Mitch is on the other side, facing the other wall. I close my eyes and a few minutes pass. I hear Mitch breathing heavily in that way that means he could be asleep. I sigh and feel more relaxed. My insomnia always seems embarrassing, and I'm all too relieved to be able to suffer through it without witnesses. Miraculously, I drift off for a moment or 2, and am awakened by lips on mine, specifically lips belonging to Chris. My eyes swing open just in time for me to realize that Chris's kissing skills aren't half bad. Now, some people pride themselves on their gaydars. I pride myself on what I call a kiss-dar, because I can usually tell on sight if a guy is going to be one of those drench your face with saliva kissers, 2 tentative pecking kissers, or a possessor of one of those lizard-like tongues that darts haphazardly all over. Most guys, unfortunately, fit into one of these categories. It's the ones who don't that drive us mad in all the good ways. Unfortunately, their kissing skills always seem to accompany a tendency for unemployment, a lack of an IQ, or just a general assholishness. If they could kiss well and also possess qualities that actually made them good boyfriend material, women would probably maim and kill one another to have them. I had assumed that Chris would be some combination of too tentative and lizard-like, that he'd start out with inappropriate propriety and then start the tongue darting. So I'm startled to discover that he seems to know what he's doing. He even knows the take my face in his hands move. I kiss him back, enjoying the secretiveness of the act. Despite all their lame competitiveness, despite the fact that Chris is an assistant at Paramount and that he attacks his alleged best friend who's actually doing something useful with his life in a pathetic attempt to win a girl's affection, I'm more attracted to him than I am to Mitch. Chris is kissing well enough that it's impossible to say how many times we kiss. One kiss just seems to mesh into another. I'm so into it, in fact, that I'm utterly shocked when I feel Mitch kissing my back. I'd assumed he was passed out. If it weren't logistically impossible, I'd high-five Mitch for coming up with such a wise solution to all that petty male competitiveness that was going on earlier. Then I think, maybe a threesome was all part of their plan from the beginning. I really may be the most naive person on earth. Just as suddenly it hits me. I'm in the guest bedroom directly below my mom's bedroom. I'm here because I've traveled 300 miles to see an old friend get married, not to have a menage a trois with two of his groomsmen. Wait, you have to stop, I suddenly screech. I jump out of bed, and the two of them look alarmed, if not altogether shocked. I grab a pillow off the bed. I need to go somewhere where I can actually sleep, I add, as if they'd been talking and I was tired of shushing them. Without another word, I stomp off to the den, where I promptly pass out on the couch.